Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another Q&A, trade recap and forecast with Marko.
Hello.
So yeah, a lot of you guys enjoyed the Q&A that we did in the previous video. So we thought we'd carry that over and go over a few of the questions you guys asked, and then we'll move on to the trade recap and forecast aspect. So Marko, how was your trading this week?
Also, this week I just had the one trade. I did manage to pass the challenge. I got the 1% profit, so that was really nice. And now I'm on to the verification. But the rest of the week was pretty slow, no trades. I was traveling a bit at the beginning of the week, but managed to catch that one trade. So really happy, and also managed to take the same trades and stay out of the same trades as the mentor, which I'm really glad about. That's the most important part for me. So how was your week?
Yeah, my week was quiet. Didn't take any trades. I missed the AU1, the AU short, just because I slept late and I fell asleep through my alarm, which is completely on me.
Oh,
Taking accountability for that. Just to give you guys an update, I did take a 200K challenge in the month of May, and I was down on the account around 4%. And I did a Hail Mary trade and I actually got above break even. So I got a free retry, and I took an AJ trade, an AJ long in June that passed me the first phase. So I'm on to the second phase of the 200K My Forex Funds challenge. And I still have 60 days because I have not placed any trades for that phase. So yeah, that's just an update on my end.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So both of us are leveling up our capital, which is good.
Yeah, we're catching more accounts.
Yeah. Getting that dough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move on to the Q&A. So I've got the first question, which is how to choose a good month to do an FTMO challenge.
Okay.
Interesting question. So Marko, what are your thoughts?
So in my opinion, you can't choose the best month. Any month is the best month. You just have to be prepared. Once you feel prepared, just do it, because you can never know which month will be good, which one will be bad. Like from our back testing, January was usually the best or one of the best months, and this January has been complete crap. So you never know what to expect. And my advice, just do it whenever you feel ready. If it's a bad month, you'll at least get a free retry, or you'll fail, but then you just do it again next month. It'll be much better. You'll get a 10%, you'll pass. So you can't predict the market, and you just can't expect for any month to be better than any other. Like maybe November, December, they are a bit with less setups, and they tend to be range bound months. But then again, maybe this November, this December, we will get some really big moves. So what's your opinion on this?
Yeah. I was going to say, back testing is very key. And with, our back testing results, we can see that we're making percentage, but there could be a month that is not good. And that's a reality. Through your back testing, the person that asked me, maybe January for you, you're making 30%, and the other months you're making 1%. Then it's obvious for you that January should be the month you take the challenge. But I would say that's probably not the best strategy. But also the reality is that you cannot control the markets. So don't try and predict when the best month is for you to take the challenge. Just take the challenge, and the worst case is, you get a free retry.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. And yeah, the worst case, you can lose the challenge fee, but you should assume that you're going to lose that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And you should also know that the statistic is that most traders taking their FTMO for the first time, they fail. Even most of them taking it for the second time, they fail. So that's just the statistics, and it's to be expected.
Yeah,
it can happen, and it will happen. So Just accept it and then do it the next month, and then you pass, and then you're all good, right?
Yeah. Like Marko and I, we didn't pass our first challenge.
No.
I don't think we did.
No.
No.
Nope.
So it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
It is. It is.
All right. So let's move on to the second question.
Yeah. So the second question is from Manny.gg. And the question is, so could you explain the FTMO business model? And I believe the question is like, in what ways does FTMO actually make money? How do they make money? So can you go through it a bit?
Yeah, I think it's quite simple. It's like there's the first obvious way is that, traders, they get profit splits. They don't get 100% of the profits. So FTMO, I think the minimum is 80% profit split, right?
It is.
Yeah, so 20% of that, they're making money of whatever they make. So imagine how many traders there are around the world trading with FTMO. So that's one income stream for them. Second is, as we touched on before, that statistically, I think less than 5%, pass the challenge. So
Yeah.
based off that, they're making money off the challenge fees.
Yeah.
That's just a reality. And yes, they're giving the opportunity for others to pass the challenge through, giving free retries, extensions. But majority of people, sad thing is that they just want to get rich quick. So yeah, that's the other way in which they make money. It's through the challenge, failed challenges, and then the profit splits from funded traders.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Also, a big part of their profits come from people actually failing the challenge. And most
Yeah.
people don't know this, but there are actually three parts. So you first have the challenge, you have the verification, and then you have the last part, which is you need to be profitable at the end of the month for your first payout to get the fee back. So there's actually a third part where most traders also fail. So it's called the reference period, and you need to be profitable at least a bit and get that first profit split to get a payout. Otherwise, you lose the fee. So unfortunately, if you fail the reference period, so the third part, you also lose the fee, I believe. And yeah, many traders go in there unprepared. It's like a gamble. It's better to go into a casino than to start an FTMO without a plan, or if you just think you know what you're doing. So yeah, FTMO is a bit of a casino like that, because many people just take the challenge and they're like, okay, they get the first trade, it's a win. They get the second one, it's a win, and then the third one they take a huge loss, they fail, and they lose the challenge fee. So FTMO makes a bit of money, and
Think about
just
it.
a reality.
I was just gonna say, think about it. Like, imagine you get funded with 100K, and you don't know how to trade properly, and then imagine, you can place, like, in your head, you're thinking, all right, I can make some money now. If I can make 10%, that's 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then get paid out profits with 8 grand. You're thinking all that in your head, and you just, if you don't know how to trade properly, you're trying to place those huge trades, and then you blow your account. That's what, unfortunately, majority of people do.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the reality. So
yeah, it's just it's being unprepared and being too greedy. Once they get the account, they think, okay, now I'm making money, and then they risk the full 1% or maybe even more, which is completely wrong. You need to dial down on the lot size. You need to risk 0.5 or 0.25%. So
that's very key. Like capital
tricky.
preservation.
Yeah, it can get
capital
tricky,
preservation is key.
Yeah, greed can get you. So you need to lower the lot size to allow yourself for the losses.
Well, I actually want to touch on this. This is drifting a bit away from the question, but getting funded is amazing. But then there's the next step, like becoming having a strategy, getting to capital. I don't think it's the hardest part. I think we're experiencing the hardest part is actually keeping the capital. And actually, the scenarios, if you miss a trade, I missed a trade, an AJ trade that happened last week. That hurt me so much. Like, I unfortunately thought about it. Obviously, I brush it off now. But at the time, I'm like, I missed an 8% trade, which is in turn on my funded account around 4+%. That accounts to around $4,000.
Yeah.
So technically, I missed a $4,000 trade,
Yeah.
and that's around maybe $3,200. Like I missed that money in my account. That you could think like that, you know. Yeah, it can get to your head. Capital preservation, I think, is the most difficult part.
Yeah. Once you're
So yeah,
funded, now it's real money, and now the emotions kick in even harder, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You said real money, but actually FTMO, you're trading demo funds, which is connected to their
Yeah.
live account.
Yeah. But I was thinking more in the payout you can get, like.
Yeah. It's painful, you know. Like you start
It is.
thinking, oh, all right, $3,200. I could get this. I could pay rent. I could,
Yeah.
you know, I can get a new phone. You know, like
Yeah.
shit comes into your head,
Yeah.
and then revenge trading comes. You're like, oh, okay, freaking hell, I missed a trade. Let me place another trade, try and make that profit back, and
Of course.
get in your head.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you learn to deal with it.
You do.
Once it happens to you 2 or 3 times, then it gets easier. So it's just a matter of experience.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if experience.
Yeah.
All right, let me move on to the final question.
Yep.
This is a very juicy question. When would you consider leaving Gorilla?
Okay.
What are your thoughts,
So
Marko?
for me personally, I would never consider leaving it, because I have now made so many friends and really connected with the community. I'm really a part of the whole community, so I see no reason to ever leave, because like training can be really lonely, and in Gorilla you can share your experiences, you can help each other, you can talk to people that really know what you're going through. So it just makes everything so much easier to be surrounded by real traders trading the same thing as you. And I just don't see a reason to leave, otherwise, unless something like happens that forces me to leave or something like that. But for the future, it's no longer even about the education for me. It's just being with traders and talking with traders and seeing them on Zoom, seeing them in person, going to the meetups. It's really fun, and it makes it much easier.
Yeah, I think that's very key. You know, trading is very lonely. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
so having a good community and people you can relate to and conversate with, you know, the accountability group I'm with, you know, including you, it's
yeah.
been very helpful to communicate problems, things that have gone well. How do you feel? Would
Oh,
you
for
take this
sure.
trade? You know, like it's very helpful. So I think I would not think of leaving. Like I don't see a reason why. For two reasons. One, the community, like just chatting to people. Two, I find the trade recaps invaluable. You know,
Yeah,
someone, because I always want to remain teachable, and as of right now, I haven't mastered a strategy. Mastered the strategy. So yeah, I think I'll stay for the recaps and the community. However, would I start something on my own or maybe learn a new strategy? That can be possible. I don't think it's right for me to say I will trade one strategy for the rest of my life. I don't think that's feasible. I think I'd be curious to learn something else. However, why would I stop trading guerrilla trading? It's made me profitable. It's made me funded. So I would never stop trading the guerrilla strategy. I would never stop, being with the community
yeah,
and um, watching the recaps. So yeah,
yeah.
that's just my take.
And I do get, like, one question I do get a lot is, how do you deal with losses? And I would say the easiest part to deal with losses for me is being in this accountability group and seeing that other people are also taking losses. And when you can share like your experience, it just makes it so much easier to take a loss, because you know that other people are also following their plan and also have like a bad trading period. So when you can share your
We joke about
experience,
it.
yeah, it just makes it much easier. So I would recommend joining a accountability group, or maybe talking to someone in the community, so you can share what you're going through, It just makes it really simple.
Yeah, it's very true. I think joining an accountability group within the same community or someone that trades the same strategy will be very, very useful.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you'll
crucial.
find that your growth happens tenfold.
Yep.
Like it just you grow faster.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
what I know from Gorilla, most of the traders that are funded and that are consistent, they all have accountability groups. So all of them. So that's
Yeah,
maybe a key to success.
could be very, very true. You know,
Yep.
within the accountability group, you know, we've built habits. You know, we've you know, we our accountability group, we go over, you know, our week, how it's been, what we did wrong. But I don't think any of us are afraid of saying anything we did wrong. You
Yeah,
know,
it's everything is transparent. So
very transparent. So yeah,
there's no reason to not say anything because you people are there to help you and you're there to help them. So
very, very true. Very, very
yeah.
true. So that's the Q&A section of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the value there. If you have any more questions, you can send us. We'll probably be doing another poll on our Instagrams and you can ask questions there.
Yeah.
And we'll probably answer them in the following videos. But now we're going to move on to the trade recap and forecast aspect of the video.
Okay, guys. So let's take a look at the market, right? And this is the euro and US dollar. So for the last week, I personally had no trades on this pair. There was actually no clear opportunities for me. There was this descending structure right here. And then we did kind of reverse, but we got a huge wick and this aggressive retrace. So that's a no trade. And it actually didn't look that good. It just looked very range bound. To be honest, the push didn't have much momentum. And then we just broke the low, retraced and broke this high, kept retracing. We were kind of stuck in this larger range, to be honest. So we have also this huge wick down. We have wicks all over the place. And when you see wicks like this, it usually tends to give you a range bound market. Also, these momentum pushes were still kind of stuck in this area, and we did get also some volatility, as you can see here, which ended up being a larger range. So that was to be expected. And there was just nothing at all for me to take at this point. We did then impulse up, so I did really, really like the impulse up. But what happened, so it ended with a huge wick and this aggressive retrace, sort of a V. As you can see right here, it did create sort of a V reversal. So that was also a no trade for me. We also formed the flag, so this would have been your flag entry, right? Because we had the first part of the pullback, the small pause, second part, and then the entry candle is the first bullish candle after the flag forms. But as I said, if you just look at it, it looks like volatility. It looks like a V reversal. So for me, I was very happy to stay out of all of the trades, and most of them would have actually been a loss. So what's your take on this?
Yeah. So yeah, as you said, we had this huge, huge range. Let me get my drawing tool. And then we had the expansion over here, which is quite nice. Yeah, then we had this wick and then this retrace. Someone actually was messaging me and asked a question, how do you determine an aggressive retrace? Is it the size of the candles in comparison to the impulse? Or is it just like how it looks? Is it, you know, showing as if it's aggressive? And
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of both, right? Would you say it's a
it
bit of
is.
both?
It is.
Because like technically this is 3 candles and the size of 1.5. So some people could argue it's not that aggressive.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, when you have these 3 candles coming down like this, it's not technically looking like it's impulsing up. It's looking like it's more likely to go down. And then I think the second factor for this bomb is like, let me get rid of that. We had a 1 candle retrace and then it pushed down. So when you have that, we're basically getting this 1 candle and then push down. and momentum is now starting to look like it's going down. So a lot of
Yeah.
warning signs with this wick. You know, this wick,
Yeah.
we have to see like we more likely need to see a bit of a range. Like
Yeah.
that's in both our
And what
markets. So.
something that does help me is I do measure the retrace. If I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's aggressive, I'll measure it. If it's like a 40 pip retrace, for me that's really aggressive since my stop loss is what, 12 pips.
Yeah.
So when you compare 10 pips, it can also help you, especially if you're starting out. But also in backtesting, once you do enough backtesting, you see this push, you'll see the huge wick, you see how the pullback formed, and you'll just know it will reverse. Something just won't feel right. So you have to take in account more things. You can't just do it like, okay, one thing is wrong and that's it. You have to analyze the whole price action. You have to see the wick. You have to see this first part. Then you have to see that this pause was just really, really small. And then you have to see that we continued down. And then the overall picture looks like a V. So you have to put in more factors in.
Yeah, I think, yeah, spot on. You know, I think the more you backtest, you start developing kind of an eye on what looks right and what doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this definitely does not look right. Like it's just
Yeah.
a no-go.
Yeah.
So
It's just like at the start, I know that our mentor talked about like he just looks at the market for 2 seconds and he knows if it's good or not. And I was like, okay, this guy is full of crap. There's no way he can do it. But then once you backtest a lot, you can do it too. Like I just need to have 2 seconds with this, and I know that it looks like crap, and I know that this will probably reverse. So it's just you have to get in those patterns into your head
yeah,
for
100%, man.
backtesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
backtesting is king. Without
yeah,
backtesting, you know, you're basically hindering on the probabilities, you know.
yeah. And you get the patterns into your head. You know what works, you know what doesn't.
Yeah.
You're quicker at trading, you're quicker at checking the charts, more efficient. So it's the best thing ever, best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to backtest. Yeah.
It's also, you know, it's a good vibe, you know, just get your laptop and just chill, you know, backtest. You can even backtest on the couch. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
vibe, you know.
Yeah. It can get really, really easy once you do it enough. It just becomes like an easy process that you do every day.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't do solely backtesting. I do hyper learning, which is you backtest a week and then you watch a trade recap for the week. So that is a bit more intensive and can get repetitive, but it's one step after backtesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
Yeah,
trade recaps are very valuable, in my opinion. It's like having
yeah,
that mentor to say, okay, he didn't take this trade because of this, makes you think, okay, let me backtest it and see if what he says is good. You know,
of
it's
course,
nice to have a
of course,
reference point.
of course. So I can forecast now for EU. What I'm expecting personally is just more of a range. Since the euro pairs really like to be stuck in a larger range, I'm just waiting for the break of the low or the high, and I'm expecting for these liquidity areas to form because of the larger range. So people selling above, buying below, they keep their stops in this box, in these boxes, and we need to see what happens. So does the price just break and retrace, or do we actually get some nice continuation up and then maybe a nice trend starts? So I will be seeing if maybe this overall momentum up will continue. Then I would be very happy to take a long trade, or maybe if it will reverse, give us a nice push down, also look for a short trade. And I'm also looking for maybe an ascending into the liquidity area and then a clean reversal, or a nice descending into the lower liquidity area and then also a nice reversal to the upside, something like this. So I would say just be patient, wait for the break of the lower the high, and then look for that momentum. Look for a clean setup because the overall picture looks pretty bad. So you need to be really patient. And what's your take on this?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said in terms of the forecasting. One thing I did want to ask you is EU similar to the way it is with EJ, where like, you know, it likes to descend and then impulse and give you a bomb? Is that, oh, that's a shocking bomb. But
Yeah.
you get what you get what I mean. Like, is it similar? I
Yeah, it's the
don't trade
same.
EU, but yeah.
It's the same case. So all
Yeah.
of the Euro pairs like to descend or ascend and then give us an impulse. So what you mean is like something like this, and then we push in the
Yeah.
same direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. EU likes to do these sort of patterns, definitely.
Right. Right.
Let's now do AJ, Aussie Japanese yen. And just when you look at this, so by first glance, I can see this looks very, very crappy. So we did have this really nice push at the, I think it was the beginning of the week or something like that. And then we got an aggressive retrace. And then we just kind of ranged around, formed a flag. So this would be the entry candle for the flag. But for me, I just saw a momentum shift. So at this point, momentum shift, and then another momentum shift, which is again no trade. And it's a larger flag, which I don't take on the Aussie pairs. I don't like these larger flags. So it was just a no-brainer to stay out. And then we broke the low, retraced, broke the low again, retraced, broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced. There was a little bit of momentum at this point, but not enough, definitely not enough for me. And then we just kind of ranged around. And then we got this really nice push down, but it ended with a huge, huge wick. And it just created a descending structure right here. So signaling the end of the move. And what happened after it, we got a reversal as we expected. So we reversed to the upside from a descending, got double wicks, retraced, and just ranged around. And then we got this news candle, I believe it was a news candle. So huge wick up, huge wick down. Now we're ranging. But as I said, if you just look at it at a first glance, you can see we're stuck in this range. So we are just not moving up, not moving down. We're just having trouble having a nice move. Like all of the moves are not sustained. We got an impulse here. It just ranged around. We got another impulse here, and it just did absolutely nothing. So that's a bad sign. And I would say for this pair, do expect more of a range. But what's your opinion on this? And I had no trades on this one.
Yeah. So yeah, like as you said, it's more likely to range. Yeah, we have that wick on the bottom and the top, and then we've seen the range. Yeah, I think I'll just go over two trades. So this one over here, could you scroll a bit to the left there?
Yeah. So the flag or?
Yeah, the flag. So
Okay.
yeah.
This
So
one,
like,
right?
yeah. So like as you said, looks like we had a bit of a shift of momentum. So over here, we had that bit of an aggressive retrace, but then we had this candle. So for me, I was still interested. And then, did it go away? Okay. Then we had the bomb line, and we had a really nice range, which I really did like. However, when it came from here to here, we're seeing a shift in momentum.
Me
So
too. Me too.
yeah, that's when I was completely like, nope, not for me. And then there was another one, I think it was over here. This one, I think that's a bomb. It's a
Yeah.
bomb, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Um,
Actually, it formed here.
yeah, there was a counter trend candle, right? Right after the that's counter
Yeah.
trend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for obvious reasons for both of us, when we saw those double wicks, we want to
Oh,
see
yeah, for sure.
a range. But even then, am I seeing enough momentum? No, I don't think I am. So
It looks descending, right?
yeah, it does. So
Yeah.
not interested there in anything, not even a combo or anything like that. So yeah, but
Yeah.
for AJ this week, I did not take any trades, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I didn't. Actually, I wouldn't know because I didn't take any trades on my 200K challenge. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I didn't take any trades on this pair. Very shocking price
Okay.
action.
Yeah, very choppy, crappy, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So for the forecast, I would say expect more of a range, especially because of these huge wicks up, huge wicks down. Do expect more of a range. But if you see some cleaner price action, then do look if the price will push up. So we have these liquidity areas, of course, up and down. So do look for a large impulse up and maybe for a trend to start. Same thing down. Maybe a flag or a break and retest. And do look for an ascending and then a reversal. But I would say the reversals don't really tend to work on the Aussie and the Japanese yen for me personally. So I would be more careful with the reversals, especially since the prior price action is not looking that conducive. It's not looking good. So I would just be patient and do wait for a cleaner setup, some cleaner price action.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't mind taking the first reversal if I see a good enough, ascending or descending, taking out liquidity, etc. Like
Yeah.
that's just me personally. But I think for me, I just really want to see that nice impulse,
Yeah.
clean bottom,
Yeah.
and then same to the downside. I think, okay, that's a shocking impulse, but you get what I mean, like,
Yeah. Well, I
yeah,
do take a reversal, but the prior price action needs to be good. So we need to be having a clean ascending, and this just doesn't look good at all. So
no.
yeah,
This is where the
it's really
market's trying to take you out, and
yeah, it's really just the market condition. As our mentor always talks about, the most important thing is what the market condition looks like. Then you know whether to be more conservative or more aggressive, or like look at wicks, don't look at wicks, look at the aggressive retrace, don't look at the aggressive retrace. For example, if we are in a large trend, if we are in a large uptrend, I would be a bit more aggressive and a bit more lenient with the setups. I would not care about the wicks or the
yeah,
aggressive retrace as much. So that's also one of the really most problematic areas in trading, because if you determine the market condition wrong and you are more aggressive when the market is range bound, you tend to take a lot of losses. So
yeah.
it's very important to determine if the market is good or it's bad. And at this point, it's bad. So yeah.
I think that's a key thing you touched on. It's like there's a time to be aggressive and not aggressive, and I think that's completely based on market conditions. I think as trend traders, we can be a bit more aggressive when it's trending. And that's
Yeah.
why Joshua Bunker, like, he encourages scaling in. He's like, scale in when it's trending,
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it's range bound, it's like, stay out, man. Stay out. Alrighty, so now I am on AU, and I'll just go over this week. There was an opportunity over here, which I did miss because I was asleep, which is on me completely. I slept a bit late, and then because of that, I just slept through the alarm. So that's completely on me. There was a bit of a pullback, and then we had this push down where the arrow is, and then we had the bullet entry over here. Now, did you take this, Marko?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was a
So this
really nice trade.
was this the one that got you to pass the challenge? This was the one,
Yeah,
right?
that was the one. It went 2% in profit. I managed to pass, and then it reversed, took me out on the live account. Yeah, but very very good trade overall.
Yeah, I think it's very clean. Some people would argue. I think Joshua actually says more valid trade on his recap.
Yeah, he said the pullback was a bit aggressive, but that he was happy to take it because the market was trending. As you can
Yeah,
see right here, we had a really nice trend, right? So that's exactly what we were talking about, like the market condition. In this example, the market condition is very, very good. So you can be
Yeah.
a bit more aggressive. Like you see a nice trend, and then you can be a bit more aggressive with the retrace. You can have this sort of an aggressive retrace, and it will still work out because the market is trending. But if you do this in like a range bound condition, you'll just get chopped up and
No,
you'll have a
100%.
bad
Well,
time.
yeah, like for me, like I would consider this actually high probability in my books because we're trending. And this, the where the bullet line is, which is around here, it's two candles eating up one candle. And we are
Yep.
trending nicely. For me, I'd take this all day
Me too.
in these conditions. So
Me too. Yeah, for me it's really
yeah,
high probability
yeah.
because of also the clean close right here.
Oh, the clean close. Yeah, there's like no wicks.
That's really,
Yeah,
really good. Yeah.
very clean, very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So continuing, we ended up descending a bit, created a range, pushed down, created a bit of a descending, and then we broke out. And then were you looking for this opportunity here? Let me just draw the arrow over here. Were you interested in that?
Actually, no, because the prior price action, as I said, was trending, and we did get more momentum right here. So I was a bit worried that this will fail, that it would just continue with the overall downtrend. So for me personally, also we got these wicks at the top. That was also not that great of a sign. And when I combined all of the factors, I just decided to stay out of this trade. So this one did not fit my plan. The main reason was double wicks and then this aggressive retrace. I wanted to see more of a range. So
Right.
yeah.
Actually, for me, I did draw it was a descending, just looking at it right now. But at the time, when I was like properly looking at it, this is not a descending nature for me. This is just a trending. And then these candles are breaking the low. And then we had a small pullback and then it broke. So basically, we just have this. So
Yeah, we
that's
had
not a
the
descending.
yeah.
Yeah, like actually, like just looking at it, it does look descending. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does look descending, but it's not really a descending nature. And then also these wicks.
Yeah, it's
So yeah,
not really clean. When you look at it, it's not really a clean setup. So
100%. And then yeah, we pushed up wick, retrace wick, and then we broke the low, and then broke the high, and we have a bit of ascending into a descending. Pushed up, and then I started looking for opportunities here. I was interested in the bum. We got a double wicks though, and then we had a retrace, a couple of candle pullback, and then an aggressive push down. So I was just not interested.
oh yeah.
And then we kind of pushed down, pushed up, pushed down, broke this potential liquidity area here and retraced again. So yeah, nothing to be interested in for me personally. So yeah.
Yeah, I was waking up for this one like every hour, and then it ended up being a bad setup. Like at this point, I was very happy to take it, but then this candle happened, and it was just a momentum shift. So
For
I
you,
stayed out.
like basically at this point, you are very interested. Like you wouldn't mind a break of the low, or you would want to see a bit
I
of
was
more
happy to
range.
take it. At that point, I was happy to take it. I just did not want to see a deeper pullback, which then happened. So I did stay out, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, ended up continuing down. So yeah, I'm gonna go on to the forecast aspect. So
Yeah.
just looking at the price action right now. Yeah, we had a bit of a wick and a retrace. So would I look for the continuation over here? No, especially on a Monday morning. I do expect it to range around a bit, right? So that's what I expect. Positions I would be interested in. So I would want to see a clean impulse down and have that bomb formation. Same thing to the upside. I'd also be interested in seeing an impulse, a very non-aggressive retrace. So maybe a 1 or 2 candle pullback and a push down. And then I'll look for that continuation. And the same thing to the upside as well, like this. And besides that, obviously would be interested in those like descending natures. So if it descended, that is a shocking descending, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, that's something I'd be interested in. What about you, Marko?
Yeah, I agree with you. And the current price action, it doesn't look good. So, like, can you just put it in the center? Yeah, that's it. That's it. So we broke this high, and we retraced. Then we broke this like major low, and then retraced, right? So that's a bad sign. That's a sign that we will be in a larger range. So I'm expecting like a larger range, and I want to see it clean up a bit. As you said, we're looking for a large push up or a large push down, and some clean price action, because the current one is just it's not looking good.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Just got to be patient and wait for that clean impulse or that clean descending or ascending nature.
Yeah, like our patience is really being tested in the last couple of weeks. It's been tough, but it's part of the game. So you have to push for it. Yeah.
Preserving our capital. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on to the final pair, EURJPY. So yeah, I'll just go over the week. Basically, for me personally, I did not take any trades. Did you, Marko?
On EJ, no, nothing looked good for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going to go through the week. So yeah, we had this, I think a few people may have potentially taken this, but we had broken the low, then we broke the high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, and then actually technically we broke the low here and then broke the high.
We did.
So some people would argue this is an ascending nature. Let me get this. Yeah, an ascending nature, and then we retested the bullet zone over at this inside bar, and you would have made some good percentage, I think around 3%. But for me, I think the reason that we both didn't take the trade was the ascending just wasn't clean enough. Just because we broke the high retrace, broke the low retrace, and broke the high retrace.
But I think Josh had a pending order, or am I wrong?
Did he?
Like our mentor. Not sure from the recap. I don't remember, but he did go over the trade. For me personally,
yeah, he did.
It looked bad.
No, I was gonna say naked eye. I think it looks nice. It looks like an ascending nature.
Yeah. But this part concerned me because we kind of went from a descending into an ascending, right? At least that's how
that's another point of view.
That's how I look at it.
And it was Monday. Yeah, I think
it was Monday, and Mondays are predominantly range bound, so we are kind of patient on a Monday. So yeah,
100%. So yeah, moving on, we did get this bomb over here. I'm just spotting it. This is the entry candle, but that's not the entry candle. This is the entry candle. I didn't take it. Obviously, V-shaped price action. You expect a range. So yeah, was not interested. Then we ascended out of the range, and then we actually pushed down. Didn't get any opportunities. Then pushed down again, created a wick, aggressive retrace. And with this pair, it loves to ascend within in the range and push up. So that's kind of what happened. And then, it's left a double wick and retrace, and now it's raging. So not the best market conditions. What are your thoughts?
Exactly, really, really poor market conditions. And this is like a common characteristic for EJ. It impulses and then it retraces all the way back. Again, impulse and retrace all the way back. So it can be rough trading it. You can be in profit
can
and then
be
it
rough.
just takes you out for a loss. So you can really see
It happened to
right
us.
now. Yeah, it did happen. And it was in May, right?
Yeah.
Like a
It was
trade
in
went
May.
10% and then it reversed. So yeah.
We were so close to passing
Yeah,
the challenge
we were so
on that
close.
trade.
Yeah. Actually, one of our accountability partners, he passed on that trade. He passed the 200,000. So congrats to
Yeah.
him.
Congrats to him. Congrats to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll go on to the forecast aspect now. So
Yep.
yeah, we broke the high retrace, broke the high retrace. So something I would be interested in is if we start to get a bit more of a descending nature, and then we broke the low commitment, I'd be interested in that reversal bullet, this kind of entry. I'd like that. Also on this pair, it loves to ascend and impulse in that direction. So if we start to get that ascending and then we impulse, I'd look for both entries. So I'd look for the bomb, and I'll also be looking for an aggressive bullet. So if it starts continues ascending and it aggressively impulses, I'd look for that entry for it to pop and go,
Me
because
too.
it does like to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And to the downside, obviously would look for that reversal bomb. And yeah, get that impulse, small retracement impulse. I'll look for the retest to go to the downside.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on EJ. What about you?
Yeah, I want to see it clean up a bit. As on all of the pairs, current price action is crap, and I just want to see it clean up a bit. Looking for exactly the same thing as you. Yeah, looking for a high probability pattern to form, because currently I'm not seeing any clear pattern forming. I just see these V's and huge wicks. So just really bad stuff. Yeah.
Not nice. Not nice at all.
Yeah.
But when there is this shitty ass price action, good price action will come. So
Yep.
just being patient during these times.
Exactly.
I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A, trade recap, and forecast. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it and getting some good value from it. Any last thoughts they want to speak about, Marko?
Yeah, so just wanted to mention, like, the market is range bound, but it is accumulating. So do be prepared and do wait for the setups. They will come. Usually after like a pause that we had in the last month or so, we do get some nice moves out of it. So I would say don't lose hope, and the trends will start soon. Yeah.
100%. And like being patient is very key, because it just takes one trade to bank you percentage. So the whole month could be dead, but that one trade at the end of the month can make you 8, 9, 10%.
Of course.
So
Of course.
patience is part of the game.
It is. It's the hardest part, right?
It's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I still remember in the beginning of my trading journey, I was like, I need to get in. I got to make profit. The more I'm in, the more profit I make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you.